Welcome, and thank you for being a part of the TripSquee family. The first thing that we're going to do is sign up. So it should be pretty straightforward. You choose your country code and your phone number. Type that in, hit done, continue. We should get a OTP. Going to paste that right in, and the next thing that it will do is drop you into the travel preferences screen. And this may look a little scary, but keep in mind that this is optional. The whole point of TripSquee is to find places that are right for you, not just any place. So if you can tell TripSquee a little bit about you, your interests, sleeping, food, drinks, sightseeing activities, and so on, it will help it find the best recommendations for you. You do not have to immediately do this. You can start searching just from there. However, let's go back to travel preferences. The more you tell it about who you are and what your interests are and tastes and that sort of thing, you'll find that it really makes a difference in the search suggestions. So I'm going to go in here and choose a couple things that make sense here. I'm moderately active. There's defaults already in there. So do I dress up or down? That's about the same. Let's see, interests. I like animals, art and culture. Let's see. Ooh, I like Argentine tango. Don't have to fill everything out. Just things that are right for you. And when you're done, you hit the Start Searching button. So you'll end up in the search screen. There's basically four choices across the top, and the first place that you'll come to is the search screen, the little magnifying glass. There are filters that you can turn on and off at the top. Let's say I just want to search for hotels this time. I just long press and it will turn everything else off. But I want to search for a bunch of different things this time. So next I'm going to choose a trip type. And this basically is TripSquee's secret sauce. It has calculated unique things that define each of these different kinds of travel. And the idea there is that a business trip is very different from a backpacking journey. Somebody that's on a honeymoon is looking for very different things than if they're just visiting friends and relatives. So choose whatever makes the most sense for your trip. You can change it at any time. I'm going to choose business trip for now and apply. And then you have three choices of how you can search. The first is just to type in a place. You start typing Boston and you get a pull down with a bunch of choices. I'm going to choose Boston, Mass. It immediately goes to Boston with that as the center of the radius. But what if, say you don't know exactly where you want to search, but you know it's near Boston, so you type Boston in, and then you want to search this area here where the lake is. You just long press on the map and the search location changes to where you've pressed on the map. You can choose a radius within and then the last thing that you can do, and it sometimes doesn't work because I'm down in my basement right now, but the last thing you can do is choose to search by current location, which is this button over here. and it's not currently working because I'm down in my basement and the GPS can't connect. But let's go back to Boston and do a search in Boston, Mass. See what it comes out with. I'm going to adjust the radius a little bit, and if you want to choose kilometers or miles, you get a little option to do that. Whoops, I think I don't want to make it too big. And if you have a particular vacation time, sometimes when you go can make a big difference in what's available and especially what the prices are when you get to that. So you can put in trip dates if you want. Let's just make it this coming week. And go ahead and press search. Now, currently, the biggest problem with TripSquee is that it takes a long time to get the results, and that's because it's going out and searching through many different places and combing through Boston, combing through all the reviews, combing through everything, and it takes its time. It's currently about 60 to 90 seconds, and in that time, right now it just says searching, but we're going to have some fun things for you to look at, such as trivia questions, such as a little graphic that shows Jade jumping over the Jade Runner hurdles in Jade Runner, which is a little game that I wrote. Ooh, look at that. It's starting to come through with some results now. And they're showing up here in the map up above. We can move this down to view the map better. We can zoom in and out by pinching and dragging. And if we want to see just hotels, again, the filter's going to long press and turn everything off. So we've got 3 hotels to look at, and it's still searching. So let's see what else it comes up with. We've got the Beacon Hotel, which looks like it couldn't find a picture for that. The Envoy Hotel, the Lenox Hotel. Remember, we're doing a business trip. So the question is, do these choices seem appropriate for a business traveler? Not just a business traveler, but remember I said a business traveler, and I was somebody that I was a light sleeper. I liked hotels that had an on-site bar. So let's see what, so this has a rooftop bar, it has a restaurant, a fitness center, modern hotel with creative interiors, and a rooftop bar. Sounds pretty good, actually. I'm going to look at a couple more photos. It doesn't, TripSquee currently is not a drop-in replacement for some of the other search engines. So you won't find, for instance, you won't find reviews. And that's because we don't want to have people wasting time reading reviews. So from this view, notice we can go back to the results. The horizontal slider lets us scroll through these things. The fact that there's no events, this is showing up with no color, that means it couldn't find any events for that time period. If it was able to find something, it would show us full color, and if you're not displaying it, it shows up in pale. So let's see, what was that one? The Envoy. I like the Envoy. I'm gonna click like, and now I'm gonna go back to the results here. But the other place to see your results is the sort screen. This is the sort screen, and it has all of your likes and dislikes stacked. Think of it like a deck of cards. It's stacked from first to last, and you can quickly go through. You basically see the same things, but you can, I'm going to decide later on that. I'm going to look at this, business center meeting spaces. Doesn't look like this one has a bar. I'm going to dislike that one. Here we have a restaurant with no images. I'm not going to worry about that. Number 9, park, French-Italian cuisine in an intimate setting. That sounds good. Oh yeah, this is a great restaurant that I already know. And the Salty Pig, casual gastro pub. Yeah, that might be nice. So, Venetian-inspired dishes, Italian, SRV. Great. Okay, when you have finished going through the results, and again, you can stop any time, those things that you've liked go into a likes list. And this is really one of the unique aspects of TripSquee, because essentially you can think of this like bookmarks. These stay in your likes list, and you can go back to them. Instead of having to redo that search a week from now or a month from now, you remember, oh yeah, what was that one that I liked? And it's right there in your likes list. So you don't have to worry about it. Here's some previous searches that I've done in other places. And now let's say, okay, the Envoy Hotel, I'm ready to schedule this. I know what I'm going to do for my trip, so I'm going to go to the Schedule tab. And the Schedule tab up here is a very easy way to schedule your trips. So remember I did trip dates of September, but I think I'm going to change that. I am going to make this trip in October. And I'm going to start by scheduling that hotel. So I'm just going to click and drag, and let's decide what. I'm going to start my trip on the 7th. There it is, Tuesday, October 7th. It defaults to reasonable times that you might check in, but you can change that. Let's say I want to check in at 4. And it defaults to 1 day later. That, obviously, if you're on a, let's say I'm going to check out on the 11th. I'm going to add that in. There it's showing up. But look at this. It also asks, would I like to create a trip for that time period? I can use the schedule just to plop things in and remember what I'm doing when. But yes, I want to go ahead and add a trip to this. So I'm going to say Boston up here. And notice that it's defaulting to the dates of the hotel stay. But you don't have to do that. Let's say I'm going to stay in that hotel for till the 11th, but I'm actually going to leave Boston on the 15th. And it tells me how long I'm staying. And if I want to, I can add cities. This is something that down the road will be important in the trip stats. You'll get all these cool things like how many cities did you visit this year, or how many miles did you travel, or that kind of thing. Right now, it's not really going to matter because I don't have much trips. So I'm going to create that. I'm going to click Done. And now look up at the schedule here. I've got the trip showing in light blue and the hotel stay in dark blue. So I know that for that trip, I'm good to go with a hotel for those dates, but I need to think about what I'm going to do for the other dates. I don't have something yet. But before I do that, I've decided I'm going to go to this number 9 Park restaurant the very first day. So let me drag that up and put it in the 8th. Again, it defaults to a reasonable time, a 2-hour meal at 7 o'clock. And the little dot just means there's something else scheduled for that day. It can be one thing, it can be 10 things. That's what the little dot means. I'm going to do Oya the next day. And on that day afterwards, I'm going to try to go to this cocktail spot. And that one, probably 10 p.m. I think I'll head there. Check that out. Nothing else shows. You don't know if you're doing one or two things here in the scheduler. But now that we have some things set up, let me show you the itinerary. The itinerary is over here under the airplane icon, which you can think of that as the trip. When you're actually on the trip, these are the things that you need. And among those are your trips. I should have Boston here. There we go. I'm going to choose the Boston trip. And now I'm going to look at the itinerary, and look at that. It's already generated. I'm staying at the Envoy Hotel for that day. Remember that I was going to the number 9 Park restaurant that day. And here on the 9th, we should see the Envoy Hotel. That's where I'm staying. We see Oya. And I've got my the bar that I'm going to go after that. And it's all nicely done automatically for you. The next thing, what's missing though, is transportation. So let's go back here to the trips, and on the 7th I'm going to add some transportation. Let's fly to Boston from Denver. I'm living in Denver, so we put that in. Time, just making this up, 5 p.m. is my flight. I'm going to arrive on that same day. Let's see, what was it? Did I do? Yeah, October. Okay, so October 7th, right? And let's say it's 9 p.m. Confirm arrival. Airport BOS. My flight number is, because this is useful, I'm going to take United Airways, and it's flight, just making this up, 765. It's helpful to know my seat confirmation code, just because I may need that later, is VV49X7. And details, maybe, what else? What might be? I'm just going to put in grab meal at airport to save time. Going to add that. Now the flight is showing up. Let's see what happens when we go back to the itinerary. There we are. Look at that. It's showing up automatically as well. And if I need to look at anything about that flight, I just tap. And there it is. So you're seeing this little journal entry here. We might as well check that out. What happens when we add a journal entry? Okay. Well, one thing is it automatically shows what we've got in the itinerary that day. So that's kind of cool. I'm going to put a title, flew to Boston, and nice flight but turbulent. Going to add that. And now we're in the journal screen. So if I want to add a journal entry on, oops, let's add. So here, number 9, park. It's remembering all the things that we were supposed to have done so that you don't have to go, oh, was it Tuesday that I went there, or was it Wednesday? I can't remember when I, visited the Louvre or whatever. So this is where you choose your trips. If I choose Barcelona, the itinerary is going to be totally different. Now I'm on a different trip. My itinerary is right there. Go back to Boston here. And now, another really nice thing is a packing list. The packing list has some automatic defaults. Everybody's going to want plane tickets. Maybe you don't even need them though. Passport, sunglasses. I don't need a passport for a Boston trip, so I'm just going to slide to the left, delete that. Plane tickets, I don't need to be reminded that I need plane tickets, so I'm going to delete that. Sunglasses, very important. Sun hat, sure. Why not? In fact, I'm going to add sunscreen. Because that's really important too. And you know what? Now that I think about it, sunscreen is so important that I want it to be on every single trip that I take. I'm going to make that a default. And once I do that, I'm not going to make a whole nother trip just to show you, but going forward, every trip that has a packing list will have that sunscreen added to it. And if you decide, for instance, that it's not important, maybe I'll do sunscreen. I'm going to remove the default because I changed my mind. We did the journal. The last thing that's kind of fun about TripSquee is the notes field. No other place out there lets you make notes that stick around on these places that you've liked. If you use Google Maps, you can see things, you can read reviews, but how do you remind yourself, oh yeah, this is really good? Here, I can check all of the things that I've written about these places right here in the notes field. And if I want to go to that ticket, I just go there. Now I'm back at this restaurant, and I can add things. The waiter was Fred, delicious oysters, rooftop bar, bit expensive. Let's say bit expensive. And that should probably be in my likes list, so I'm going to do that. Now let's do something else. I want to show you something here where I'm going to go in the itinerary, and I'm going to look at the week view. look at what's happened here. The things that are in the future look like this. The things that have already gone into the past have a little prompt to rate them. And this is another way that TripSquee, over time, will get to know you and get to know what you like and what you don't like, is these ratings. These are not public ratings that anybody can see, so they can't be gamed or used in any way that falsely makes some place rise to the top. They are used by TripSquee. We will note that you liked this Kalis restaurant. Going to confirm that. And another thing that TripSquee lets you do is book. So let's say I've got my trip planned over here in the schedule. I know that I want to go there. So let's go ahead and book this. Click book now. I get a choice of where I want to book, whether I want to use a service. Let's choose booking for this example. And here it is. It's plugged into booking.com. All I have to do is use booking search. It's bringing it right up here, and I can book. Now, let's say I don't like using these services. Some people don't. You can also just book direct. TripSquee's got that option there for you. Brings you to the hotel's website, and you can make your reservation from there. Yeah, that's about it. It's a simple concept. Oh, one other thing here. Let's say I changed my mind. I didn't like Marcelino's Seaport. Just slide to the left, dislike. Now Marcelino's Seaport is right there in the dislikes, but I changed my mind again. I'm gonna like it again. And one last little thing that's a lot of fun that I think really makes TripSquee different from a lot of places. Once we know the Envoy Hotel is where I'm going to stay, you know, a lot of people choose their hotel first and then want to know, all right, now that I'm staying there, what restaurants are close? What cocktail places? Slide to the right and you get another magnifying glass. If I use this, I'm going to tap here. It's now chosen, this search has chosen the Envoy Hotel as the center of that new search. So I'm going to not look for hotels around there, but maybe I want to see restaurants, cocktails, and sites. If there's any sites, I might want to duck out quickly. And just going to make it very narrow because I don't want to walk that far. I just want to see what's right around there. So I'm going to search again for that. And that is your introduction to TripSquee. I hope that you have enjoyed using it. I greatly appreciate your thoughts, opinions, notes, anything that you think will be very helpful. And I appreciate your time as well in using it, in testing it, and I'm wishing you all safe, exciting travels in the year to come.